Welcome to our podcast. My name is Abdurrahman Abdullahi,
My name's Harvey.
and yeah, this is our podcast where we will be discussing our business called Chroma Folk Art. So, Harvey, chat to me.
So this was a 2-week project we had. We had to use AI for our project, and we chose to do an AI colouring book made for children 4 to 6. So why we chose it? Basically, just low cost, quick to start up, potential to make money. It's creative. There's always a demand for kids' products,
Yeah,
and it's easy to do some testing through friends and family.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, for myself, I'd also just add to that. As a team, I feel like it taught us the fundamentals of how to develop an e-commerce product. Taught us how to actually launch, for example, a store. These are skills that we can use for the future.
100%. And I know you always wanted to do some sort of e-commerce as well, so it helps you get insight to that.
Yeah. So you may be wondering, how did we use AI? So yeah, the way we use AI is, for example, I've done my due diligence, and I've found out there's actually a website that where you can use AI to create you like coloring page books. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was basically similar to how you use ChatGPT. I just write in a prompt, and it basically generates me images. For example, you got your lions, different animals.
What
different fruits.
website was this called?
It's called the iColor.
iColoring.
Yeah, so yeah, eye coloring. I use that. It actually saved me a lot of time because obviously this, AI, how powerful it is. It saves people a lot of time. So we was able to offload a lot of time from ourselves. You understand? And I feel like that really aided us in creating this wonderful product that we created.
Yeah, and some of the prompts we use were like, give me 10 easy to colour drawing ideas for kids, or
Yeah.
what themes can I look at? Like, give me some themes ideas, some titles, some descriptions. So it could be like give me 10 colouring pages to do with fruits, veg, or animals, and flags, this type of
Also,
stuff.
we looked at as well like mandala. That's one I also discovered as well. I heard of the word, but I never knew what it was. So doing this project also taught me what mandala was, and really and truly what mandala is just unique shapes. It's like it reminds me a bit of origami. In school. Yeah, right. Because it's such a unique pattern. It's kind of crazy. So
Yeah. Also, we used AI to explore some of the theories you could have used. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was one of them?
So, yeah.
The lean startup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Build, measure, learn. So that's basically building a product, the minimum viable product we can build. Minimum viable product we can build. So we started off with maybe like 2-3 pages. That's it. 2-3 drawings, and then build, measure. So measuring it, taking it to a real customer. Just friends and family we had. Yeah, everyone's got a few cousins in the family.
Yeah.
Take it to them, see what they think, the feedback they get, what the parents give, and learn from there. So we used the feedback to change, and we learned that they should be progressively get a bit more harder. It was a bit too boring at the start, and it was a bit too same throughout.
And the highlight as well, mate. Another business model we used was it's called business model canvas. So what it really and truly, in my instance, what I learned is we was able to establish who our target customers are using this framework. So in our instance, our target customers were teachers, parents, young kids as well. Yeah, man. So it really helped us establish who we are targeting, and also as well as it also enabled us to kind of think about what value are we going to bring to our target customers. So in our instance, it would be creativity, coloring books. Also you got the
Another big one is a lot of days that kids and their parents they don't got control over the kids using the screens a lot. And another value we're giving to parents is we're stopping your kids from using screens so much, which is obviously strain your eyes. And at that age, that's when you're growing and developing.
100%, man. Because nowadays, kids are, they're doom scrolling, and the content kids are consuming at such an early age is having a detrimental impact on their thinking and the way they behave as well. So this is a really big issue amongst young kids at the moment. So the fact that we create a product that kind of takes them away from that, I feel like is very powerful.
Yeah, and at that young age, that's when you should be promoting being creative and everything, not just scrolling on a page. If you don't learn then when to be creative, then when will you learn really?
Exactly, man.
You've got to do it at that age, at such a young age.
Yeah.
And so another one we looked at was Porter's generic strategies, which looks at differentiation, cost leadership, and focus. We actually got to focus on two of these for our project, which was cost leadership and differentiation. Cost leadership because we're using AI, our costs were so low, is basically as minimum as they could be. There's no real time spent in there, only what we spent.
And just to clarify as well, the AI that I was using, the good thing about it was free. However, it had a limitation, meaning there was only a certain limit of credits you could use in 24 hours. So, for example, per day when I was using the website, you would give me 50 credits. Now, if I use all 50 credits, I'm finished. You know what I mean? I have to wait. I have to wait another 24 hours. Also, to add to that as well, eye coloring as well. It had like tiers, so it's like the best quality that uses 3 credits at a time. Second, it's decent, uses 2. First, it does the basic job. That's 1 credit.
Okay.
So yeah, man, just thinking into that as well. You have to kind of be a bit strategic as to how we use the AI, because if we used all the credits at one time, it meant that we couldn't spend a lot of time kind of creating.
Yeah, you got to make sure your prompts right the first time round.
That's it.
Rather than having them wasted. So, another one I was saying, differentiation, because really we think there's not much AI colouring books on the market right now, so that's another one we really took a grasp of and used that to our advantage, try to promote as an AI colouring book.
And also the approach we took was we wanted a minimalistic product. Nowadays AI, it has a lot of it has the capability now to produce, how do I explain it?
It can produce so much in one go.
It can produce, how do I say it, a complicated product. It can overcomplicate the simple things. We tried to use AI, but we ensured
tone it down a bit.
We ensured that we used it in a minimalistic way. You understand?
Yeah.
So yeah.
What was another theory that we looked at?
So yeah, we also looked at effectuation strategy. So yeah, you should want to talk about that, mate.
So that's basically you get going with what you have right now, the limited resources and skills you have.
Yeah.
You just use that and get going, rather than there's no point in me waiting here until I have the perfect time, the perfect plan, everything perfect, when I can start right there with what I want. And
so you just want to go back to us all, what made us start this business? Think about it. The idea that we needed to just start with the basic idea, you know what I mean? So when we was having a discussion, mate, we was thinking about different business ideas related to AI.
Yeah.
But we knew that it could be any idea. The most important thing is that we actually start. Yeah. That's the most important thing. It's not about this is good, this is bad, this is the advantage, this is the drawbacks. No.
You can spend all the time you want thinking what not to do rather than just doing it.
That's it, man.
But as soon as you make that first step, that's progress.
Exactly.
Also, because we had such a short time limit, we had 2 weeks for this project, we needed to make a start right there and then. Exactly. So that's why this theory is one of the key ones.
Yeah, so this theory really helped us push past that barrier of procrastination and kind of just sitting on, just doing nothing, So I felt like this theory really helped us, you understand, put that motion in place of really taking active steps in creating this business model. So yeah.
Another one we looked at was Blue Ocean.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about Blue Ocean. So, the name Chromofolk Art. You guys may be wondering, what is Chromofolk Art? Yeah. So Chromofolk Art is actually a very unique name. It consists of 3 languages. So you got Greek, Latin, and English. So to explain to you what Blue Ocean Strategy is, Blue Ocean Strategy, really and truly, it's a strategy where, basically, the way I understood it is, it makes you unique, you understand? So, how do you stand out from your competitors? How do you stand out from different businesses that operate in the same market as you? So, when I was looking at this framework, I was thinking to myself, how can I make Chromofolk Art different? And it was really basic. I just looked at the name and said, you know what? Let's make the name unique. Let's give the name depth,
character.
Let's give it some weight, you know what I'm saying? Let's make the name have a meaning, a purpose, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's why I decided to mix in a couple different languages, and that's how I came up with the name. So
100%. Yeah, that's just focused on being different from the competitors.
100%.
Another one we looked at was diffusion of innovation, which is basically just looks at because you're different from everyone else, different from what's been seen before on the market. people that are attracted to that. They want something new. They're just a bit sick and tired of the same old stuff. So that's another one we looked at. But out of these, I think there was only two we did touch upon and have a look at for our business, which were lean startup and effectuation, and that was because of the short time limit.
So Amy, I'm trying to ask you, what didn't work in terms of the strategies you used? So do you want to go into that?
What didn't work? First of all, quality of the images. You might think, oh, it's all well and easy, just put in a prompt in AI and getting your picture back, and yeah, you go send it to print or whatever. But no, it's more work than that. You could send a prompt in, your image comes back. It might not be right the first time around, or the second time around, or the third time. AI, it's not a perfect tool yet. You've got to work on it every time. You've got to expect that human changes in there.
So AI doesn't have a human brain, so you kind of have to give it that training, that nurturing to really understand that you guys are going to be on the same wavelength. You know?
Yeah.
You kind of have to build that chemistry with the AI, so now you guys kind of have that similar understanding.
You can't expect it to read your mind.
Exactly. And just to add to that as well, we also, so the idea of Blue Ocean Strategy, yes, our name was different, like it composed of Latin, Greek, and English. However, it didn't really make a massive, how do I explain it, massive difference, because the mistake we did was we didn't really we didn't drive that point with our marketing. We didn't really sell ourselves in a way that we're such a unique brand when it comes to coloring books, So that's something that potentially we could have done.
Another point, expand on that, is that you've come up with such a nice name, you've come up with 3 languages and everything, but really and truly, no one, a regular customer, don't know what it means until you explain it.
Exactly.
That's where we lacked. We should have put more input into that part of it. So how did the AI help us with marketing, business decisions?
Right. So in terms of, you may be wondering, right, how did you come up with our pricing and stuff like that? So what we did was we carried out some market research. We discovered that coloring books, especially that are 10 pages, range from anywhere from £3.99 to £1.99. So we decided as a group, me and you, we decided that we should choose a price point more on the high end, because I feel like we have the potential to become more of a luxury brand when it comes to coloring books. So that's why we decided to go a bit more on the high end, and we feel like by over time constantly improving our products, constantly improving our marketing, constantly
just keep looking at the customers, what they're saying, the feedback, and implementing that into our business, then we can be that premium product and stand out from the rest of the market.
Exactly. And also we have some interesting ideas when it comes to marketing as well, which will turn us into a luxury brand, but we'll discuss that later.
So you said we chose the price point £3.99. Where do we sell them?
So you may be wondering where we sold them. Okay, so we had an option of 2. So when I was doing the research, I was like, mate, should we do Etsy or should we do PayHip? And I was like, you know what, let's do PayHip. And the reason why I thought we should do PayHip is it doesn't include a setup fee, whereas Etsy, the downside I'll say is you have to pay a one-time setup fee. And right now our budget, we were operating on a £0 budget, so that kind of went against what we was doing. So for that reason, we decided not to use Etsy and we decided to go with PayHip. Now, I'll be honest here, my experience using PayHip, mate, you're gonna have to drive all the traffic to the store yourself. Meaning you have to do all the heavy lifting when it comes to driving traffic and visitors and viewers to your store, you understand? So that's one of the main problems I encountered. So I'll be interested to know, your thoughts on that as well.
I completely agree with that. In the moment, PayHip and Etsy, we looked at the money and said, let's do PayHip. But cheaper is not always better. I think it would have been worth paying the £14 out of your Etsy just to drive that organic traffic to our website, because people can go on Etsy and we might come up and suggested or something like that. PayHip, it does not have that. If you want someone to see your page on PayHip, you've got to be out there actively promoting your page. You can send out the links, and that's similar to something that we did, isn't it? So you want to explain how we improved driven customers there?
Alright, so what we did was we took I guess you could call that interesting marketing route. So what we did was we created a post explaining our product, and we also created something like an affiliate link. So whenever you see our post, you can basically click it and it will take you directly to the store.
And where did you post this?
So we posted it on Facebook groups. Now you may be wondering, why did you choose Facebook groups? So the good thing about Facebook groups is there's so many, how do I explain it? There's a concentrated amount of people that are interested in your product So you're able to kind of like um, place your product in a concentrated environment, meaning the people that are going to view your product are more likely to be keen to purchase your product.
Let me expand on that. I think
Yeah.
because you can go into communities and Facebook groups. So we join groups such as coloring book for kids or coloring books for parents, and because the community is there, it's such a concentrated market. I think that's what Abdi was saying. It's the customers are there. The target audience is literally there set up for us. And I think that drove the views quite a bit. I think before that, the views were from 0 to 5, and after how much?
How much, mate? Yeah.
Let us know.
Quadrupled, mate.
Quadrupled.
Touching 50.
Touching 50.
Yeah, man.
That's good. That's good. And that's another smart idea from you, because our target audience is people with young kids, and we all know they're not gonna be on like the TikTok, Instagram as much as they are on Facebook, are they?
Yeah.
So that's a good idea from you.
So you just want to talk about like the limitations of AI. Obviously, AI is not all glamorous and perfect. It has its downsides in it. So
as everything does,
I'd really be interested to know your thoughts on that.
AI it's not always accurate. So you might say, I want a picture of an apple or something, but it might end up looking like a pear. It's not, you don't always know. It's not like a human-like brain, which you can't blame it, but it is good in its own sense. Another one is the quality of images aren't always the best.
Exactly.
Can get really low quality sometimes. And the big one is designs, because AI is only learning from what's already on the internet. So if I ask for a picture of a dinosaur, it's going to go to the internet and look for a dinosaur and copy that. So your designs might not always be original.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to differentiate from the rest of the market, that is kind of a big hurdle we had to get over and across.
Yeah.
And I think it's always going to need human editing.
Yeah.
Well, as it is right now. I mean, hopefully in the future not, but as of right now, you can't expect to do all the groundwork.
100%.
It can put in a bit of work, but it's always going to need a human there to just oversee it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Also, just to touch on that as well. For example, one thing I really learned about AI is sometimes AI it over validates you sometimes. So, for example, one thing I realized whenever I interact with ChatGPT or Claude, the main issue is it over validates your ideas. You understand?
Is it essentially it's too accepting almost?
It's too kind.
It won't disagree with you.
It's like having a best friend. It doesn't want to tell you the harsh truth sometimes. So
and you need that.
And you need that harsh truth to kind of establish that reality aspect of things. Because I'll be honest, when he was creating this business, he could have gave us some pointers as to what we'd expect. He didn't mention we'd maybe see low amount of visitors if he didn't really hone in on our marketing, really stamp down on our marketing.
But that's not just the AI to blame. That is partially our fault as well.
Exactly. But
that is our fault for trusting the AI too much and expecting it to see how much of
the way AI painted it is painted it all sunshine and rainbows. The moment we create our product is when we're gonna start making money. That's how we thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't realize, there's a lot more to it. There's actually a science behind attracting customers.
Yeah.
And we should have really taken the time and studied that as well.
Yeah, it's not as simple as you think.
So
But to conclude, so what can you say? What did you learn? What would you do next time differently? And how was the overall experience?
Mate, I really enjoyed this experience. Number one, it was a pleasure working with you.
And you.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed just the creation aspect of things. I never actually created a product before in my life. So really and truly having that first-hand experience, I feel like I can take that forward now, and I can really use that as a foundation, as a platform to generate new ideas, or just stick with Chromatalk art and use that for the future. Maybe change the product range into flags, add in some new products, get more creative with the marketing, potentially collaborating with TikTok shops and stuff like that, and really push this brand forward. So,
I think it's a great insight if you're starting to get into the e-commerce, which I know you was, and I hope it's giving you a good rundown on how the nitty-gritty stuff works, and you get a bit of a feel for it, and because hopefully you can carry on with this in the future and build something properly.
Yeah, man. So I would also love your thoughts as well. What would you say you learned doing this project?
I know, same as you, I learned a lot more about e-commerce, and overall, I think before this project, I was too trusting of AI and whatever it is. Yeah, that's right. But now I know that it's always going to need human input. It can't do all the work. You can't expect it to, but it is good in its way.
All right. So also as well, I just wanted to ask you. Do you now feel more confident within yourself that moving forward from now, I can actually start my own business in the e-commerce field. Do you feel
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, because of this experience.
that? Yeah.
How about you?
Same as well, man. Same as well. So, guys, thank you for listening, guys.
Thanks for
This
listening.
has been our podcast. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
It's
Ali.
been great working
Yeah,
with you.
man. So, yeah,
Thank
guys,
you.
Thank you for listening. Cheers.